Welcome to After Effects tutorial number 4, Chroma Key. Today we're going to work on chroma keying and replacing green screen backgrounds. This will help you with your midterm project that's coming up, since you'll need to be shooting some assets next week. So we're going to open up After Effects and create a new project. And we're going to import the green screen footage, the texture and the green screen 480. And we're going to place the green screen footage on the timeline. From the effects panel, we're going to go to keying and we're going to find key light, and we're going to drag key light onto the green screen clip. This is what allows us to chroma key. We're going to begin by finding our screen color right over here. We're going to use our eyedropper and we're going to look for an area that's right around the subject that we're looking for, somewhere around here. We want to get it pretty close and probably one of the darker areas. This is not a prime green screen, by the way. This was just thrown up, but we're still going to be able to get a pretty good pretty good key from it. So I'm going to click somewhere on the green and select green as the color to come out, and you can see that it's already done a pretty decent job. Now we can get a better, clearer look by going to the view mode and going to screen matte. And this way we can see what it actually looks like. Anything that is black is transparent and anything that white is solid. So we can look through here and we can see that there's some gray areas that are a little transparent in both the black and the white areas that we want. So we're going to start adjusting our original screen color a little bit. We're going to come to the screen color, and where we find the green patch that shows what color we selected, we're going to click on the green. And now we're going to rotate and move around the color a little bit to see if we can get a little bit of a better key out of this. I'm going to try and, okay, see, we're getting rid of some of that black, and we're going to see if we can get some of that white to come back too. But we're not doing a really good job on that. So we're just going to pull out some of that black there. So we got a pretty good black around here with very little gray, but there's still a lot there. So I'm going to hit OK, and now I'm going to come over to our screen matte drop down menu here, and we're going to adjust our clip black and clip white. Clip black is at 0 as default, and we're going to start going a little bit to the right. Now you can see over here, we can see some of those folds in the green screen. So that means that's not a very good key. But as we move it back a little bit, that starts going away and disappearing. And we're going to do the opposite for clip white. It's normally at 100, but we're going to drop it down. We're going to try to drag out all that gray area. Now here's some of her hair. We want it to be a little transparent. We don't want to be solid because that means we'll be able to not see through those simple strands of hair. So that's a pretty decent key right there. Now we're going to slip back into intermediate mode from the view menu. Do not use final result. Final result is going to pull out too much. It's going to use every single little green strand, but we want some of that green because it takes away too much of her hair. So we're going to leave a little bit in there. Now, under the screen matte methods, we do also have clip rollback, which we can, you can probably not see it on my monitor, but there's a little bit of a green coming in here. I don't really ever use clip rollback. I pretty much only ever use clip black and clip white. But if you do need to adjust a little bit, you can screen shrink and grow. You can bring a little bit of that back, or you can shrink it down and bring and subtract some of that mask. Again, I just very rarely ever use this, but you can also adjust the screen softness, which is going to kind of feather those edges there and give a little bit of a softer edge. But again, I'm only going to bring it down to 0. I'm not going to use any. If you do use any of this, I do suggest only doing 0.2 or 0.3 or so. I'm now going to add the background layer, which is this texture. I'm going to bring it back there. It looks like it's just a wall, crappy old little wall that she's got behind her. I'm going to bring the transform up and probably shrink that down a little bit. Get more texture there. All right, so now we can really start seeing some of that green along the edge of her hairline. And with this, we can also see that we've still got our dead cat, our microphone here, and part of the wall where the green screen isn't covering. And I know that as I scan through, she doesn't move around much. So I'm going to use my pen tool to create a garbage mat around her. Now, I've just made a mistake that I shouldn't have made. I wasn't paying attention, and as I create this mask, what happens as I close it down? Oops, I had the mask on the texture layer and not the green screen layer. So I'm going to delete the mask from that, and I'm going to select the green screen layer. I'm going to use the pen tool to draw a mask around our subject here. And now I've gotten rid of the items around there. See, if I invert that, we can see what we've taken out. We took out the wall and the microphone. So now it's just her in there. I can bring my texture back. And now, finally, from the effects control, the effects and now from the effects panel, I'm going to come over to keying and drag down the key cleaner onto my green screen clip. It's just going to polish that key up a little bit, and then I'm going to grab my advanced spill suppressor and drop that on as well. Now you can see that it takes that green, and what it's basically doing is it's turning it black and white so you can't see it as much, but it's still there, but it doesn't pop as green. So now if we play through, we can see we've got a pretty good clean key. If you need to, you can of course adjust some of the parameters of the key cleaner, but very rarely do I ever adjust those. If I do anything, I may actually just on the key cleaner reduce the chatter, which sometimes you'll get a little bit of aliasing and clipping and some little fuzz around her hair and whatnot as it's rendering out. The reduced chatter will usually take that out, remove that. And then to put the final touches on there, I'm going to grab curves from the color correction in the effects panel. And I'm going to drag the curves down onto the green screen clip. And I'm going to try to match that, give it a little bit more of a matched look with the background. Make it look more like the background's naturally in there. And I can do that with the clip, with the texture clip as well. Put a curves adjustment on there, because I may want it to be a little bit more dark and gloomy, like it's an interrogation room or something. So I can play around with that a little bit. Since I darkened up that background, I need to darken her up a little bit. So I want to bring that down. That in. And I think she's a little too red, so under the curves adjustment, I'm going to go to my reds, and I'm going to drop that color, that red down, so it's a little bit more natural. There we go. That looks pretty good.
What's your name?
Joy Malone.
What's your...
So now I've got a pretty good clean key. So go ahead and render that out. So come over, make sure that you've got it into an H.264 video, hit OK, and then save it to wherever you're saving all your projects. Hit render to render that out, and then upload to Canvas. And we'll see you in the next tutorial.